Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of ADMAIL. This is Adam Bergman, founder and CEO of IRA Financial. I'm here to help you find the answers to the most frequently asked questions from my clients about self-directed retirement accounts. If you want to learn more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Just search IRA Financial. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of ADMAIL. I'm Adam Bergman, tax attorney, founder of IRA Financial. On today's episode, we're going to be chatting about taxation of self-directed IRA LLCs. How much do you need to start a self-directed IRA? How much money do you actually need to start it? And if you have an IRA, inherited IRA, I should say, can you convert it? So really good questions, and I want to thank everyone who have submitted questions over the last couple months. Got a slew of really good questions, and look forward to sharing them with all of you. So without further ado, let's get started. The first question is from YouTube, and this individual wants to know, does the self-directed IRA LLC get taxed twice? So here's a quick answer. It doesn't even get taxed once. So LLCs are treated as flow-through partnerships for taxation. Think of an LLC as a funnel. There's no entity level tax like a corporation. Corporation, think of it as a big box, and there's a 21% corporate entity level tax, and then there's a shareholder level tax on any dividends issued to the shareholder, and that's called a double taxation or two levels of tax. A partnership or LLC technically only has one layer. There's no entity level tax, right? So if an LLC makes $100, it all passes through or flows through to the owner. And if the owner is an individual like Adam, then I would pay tax on the $100 based off my tax rate. Okay, that's called the one layer tax. But in the case of an IRA LLC, IRAs don't pay tax, right? They're exempt for tax per section 501 and 408 of the tax code. So directly at the moment, an IRA LLC earns $100 of real estate rental income, let's say. That $100 goes to the LLC. It's allocated to the IRA from a tax standpoint, but the LLC doesn't have an entity level tax, and the IRA doesn't pay tax. So there's no two levels of tax. So it doesn't get taxed twice. It gets taxed zero. The only time a tax would get imposed is not necessarily on the LLC income, but at age 72, when you have to take required minimum distributions, that's when that deferral would get taxed. But it's not a direct tax. So to answer your question succinctly and directly, no, an IRA LLC doesn't get taxed once or twice. It generally doesn't get taxed at all. The only tax that would be imposed is if you trigger a tax known as the unrelated business taxable income tax, or UBIT or UBTI, which is triggered if an IRA uses a non-recourse loan to buy stock, buy real estate, or if the LLC invests in an active trader business like a restaurant through a pass-through entity like an LLC or partnership. But if an IRA owns a company like Google or Tesla, there are C Corps. Almost all publicly traded companies are C Corps. As I mentioned, C Corp, think of it as a big box, and it blocks the attribution of any pass-through income. So there is a corporate level tax, but there is no UBIT because there's no need to have UBIT on a corp because the corporation already pays corporate tax. So it's a great question. I wish I got a name. It's a great question. Second question is from Twitter. We got a lot of social media here. This person wants to know, how much do I need to start a self-directed IRA account? Great question. I actually drafted a blog and done a video on this as well. But I wanted to do this as part of an ADMAIL question because it's important. Nowadays, you don't need a lot. Okay, when I started in the business 12, 13 years ago, there wasn't any digital assets, right? There was no cryptos. No one was doing crowdfunding, fractional real estate. People were buying homes directly, doing hard money loans, buying precious metals. You generally needed 50, 60, 70 plus thousand to set up an account where you can actually do something. Now, that's number one. Number two, from a fee standpoint, it was a lot more expensive to set up an account. When I started, you needed, some companies were charging $2,000, $3,000 for a self-directed IRA. Okay, plus that was an annual fee. And then there was an establishment fee. It was out of control craziness. Now, like IRA Financial, for example, we have a flat annual custodian fee of $360. no transaction fees, no asset valuation fees, no wire fees, no check fees, nothing, flat, flat, flat. So you don't need a lot. I've plenty of people opening IRAs with $5,000, 6,000, 10,000. Still makes sense because our fees are so low. So if you had $50,000, you're paying us $360 a year. It's a minuscule fee for all the work we're doing. Plus, if you had 100,000 and you're paying us the 360, it's tiny, right? 36 basis points, nothing. So it's really 0.36% basis point. So really, really small. So you don't need a lot to open an account. You can start an account with basically, if you have more than $360, you can start it. You can pay the fees with credit cards or through the IRA. So even if you only have $5,000, you can pay the $360 each year with a credit card. So you don't have to worry about money coming out of your IRA, but you have choices. So that's the good news. Now with technology, we have an app, we can onboard, we're more efficient and more competition. The self-directed IRA industry is so much stronger than it was 12, 13 years ago, a lot better. The companies are better, we're more efficient, and we're certainly more technology friendly. So you can get started quick, easy with an app, and you don't have to pay a lot in fees. So you can start with a lot less money. Plus, if you add the new investment options, digital type investment options, whether digital assets or crowdfunding or fractional real estate or more private placement opportunities, a lot more opportunities. Thirdly, last question on today's podcast from Oliver Y, Eugene, Oregon. I have an inherited IRA. Can I convert it to Roth? So this is a quick answer. The answer, Oliver, unfortunately, is no. Once you have an inherited IRA, you cannot do Roth conversions. You can't even roll it to a 401k. You must stay in the IRA family. So once it's inherited, you got to stay in it. You can't convert it to Roth. You can't even roll it to a solo 401k. Even if it's a traditional inherited IRA, you have to keep it in the traditional IRA family. You'll have to take required distributions depending on your age and the timing. But unfortunately, the inherited IRA must stay in the traditional IRA world. And that's it. Told you it was going to be fun and quick. It's another ADMAIL in the bag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Try to get to the answers as quick as possible. I know you guys have a lot to do during the day, and I respect your time. So it's important that I get you directed answers. So keep the questions flowing. Got some great ones, and this is probably one of my favorite podcasts that I do because I learn from your questions. So I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate the feedback. But keep sending the questions in, because that's how I learn. You don't even have to be a client of IRA Financial. It's fine. I want to help, and I learn from the questions. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and take care.